You have checked your phone about 17 times for the last hour, hoping that the silence finally breaks. What if I told you that the unanswered text isn't a puzzle for you to solve, but the door has already been closed? It's time to stop begging for a seat at a table where you're not being saved. It's time to stop begging being part of someone's life when you're clearly not part of their life. You're tired of being ghosted and you feel like something is wrong with you, but let me tell you something, there is definitely not something wrong with you. Okay, let's talk about the first stage of ghosting. Let's say you go on Tinder and you're swiping left and right. You see this person, you like him, you're talking with each other, you vibe, you make plans to meet up. But then when the time happens, this person suddenly ghosts you. Their profile picture is nowhere to be found or what's or not. But after the meetup, you go home, you are trying to text them, but all of a sudden you see that the message that you sent is only one tick, and next thing that goes in your mind, oh my god, this person has blocked me, blah 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 blah. Chill, let me tell you something. If you and this person have only met once or you've never met, do not be attached to people that you just started talking to. That's how you recover from heartbreaks. Would I say that's a heartbreak? Because you clearly don't know this person to start with. And let me tell you something, if someone obviously is on a dating app, they're like talking to other people, they might say, I'm only talking to you, but they're talking to several people. So for you to say that it's your fault when clearly like you don't know each other, do not be attached to one person from the start, because as I told you before, this person is a stranger. You're talking with different people. If that person didn't like you, it's not your fault. Clearly it's not your fault. Yeah, so I was saying we all have different personalities that we're seeking for in a person when we're dating. So it is totally okay. We all have different preferences, but the problem is when you start double texting that person looking for reassurance, because I know like some people it's really hard to be upfront and be like, oh, I didn't like you, because that will hurt your self-esteem. But for me, that's what I like you being upfront and just be like, ugh. But ghosting is so normalized nowadays, and I mean, I'm not like justifying or agreeing with the people who ghost, but if you're being ghosted, do not double text, do not call that person, because the moment that you call, the moment that you double text, you're really seeking for your self-worth and you're really seeking for your self-value from a person, and you really don't need that. And let's go to the second stage of ghosting. Let's say you and this person, you're actually getting to know each other, you go on dates, you vibe, you like each other, then all of a sudden after going on several days, this person just immediately boom just goes, and that person doesn't text anymore. They used to update you about every little thing in their life, but now they all just go silent. They used to call you every now and then. Now they just go silent just like that, and you feel like you need to text them again to ask like what's happening, what's going on. We used to chat, so what's happening? If that person is you, please, once again, do not double text a person, because the moment that you double text a person, it's like you're asking them what is my self-worth, and you really do not need that. If a person makes you doubt your self-worth, that person isn't for you, because I believe that if a person is for you, the right person will attract. You mustn't chase after the right person. Is my phone ringing? No, it's not ringing. You mustn't chase after the right person. The right person will attract naturally, and you don't need to beg someone in your life. So I don't know, like a lot of possibilities might be happening with this person that ghosted you. Maybe they are going through something and they don't want to tell you. Maybe they just don't want to date at the moment, and it's totally okay, because like maybe for example, let's say a person says you're too good for me. Don't expect that person will change anything for you. In the most possible scenario, that person, if a person says you're too good for me, believe them, because if you think that person is going to change for you, one thing that I learned about dating is you can't change a person. If a person does something, or if a person is used to something, you can't change them. What can possibly happen is someone can change for you, but you can't change a person. It is up to that person, like, do they really want to change? Not that you can change a person. So if a person says that, believe them. Or actually what happened with this person is they found another person, and they don't know how to tell you, like, oh, I found another person, so I can't no longer go on dates. And since they found that other person, they don't want to tell you because they are trying to be the good person, of which I believe if you're a good person, you just like be upfront and be like, oh, like, I found a person, rather than staying silent. And that's totally okay also, because I believe like you should shift that mindset of why didn't they choose me to something like why should I choose someone who is not present? Because the moment that you say why didn't they choose me, it's like you're seeking soul value from a person, as I said before. So shift your mindset to why didn't they choose me to why should I choose someone who is not presently available, because I believe this person saved you from so many things. So it is actually thank you to them for saving me from so and so, because you actually saw how they are as a person before you jumped into a relationship with them. So like thank that person, because something might have happened. And also being ghosted has nothing to do with your value. It is not your problem. As I said before, so many things can contribute to a person ghosting you. So it is actually not your problem, or your value doesn't determine from being ghosted by a person, because a lot of things can be happening, and that person maybe it's just not the person for you. Because I believe like every one of us has a person designed there for us, and that person was just not for you. You were meant to see that person for a reason, and the reason that you probably see that person has happened. And if the person is you who is used to being ghosted, 2026 we are fighting for consistency. If someone is not consistent with reassuring you or being there for you, maybe it's just time to let that person go. Because I believe if you are forcing things with the person, then that is where the danger is. Because I believe if someone is not communicating with you here and then it's just disrespecting each other at this point. Because I believe that if a person is for you, they will treat you with respect, and that respect is basically communication. So if you're seeing the signs of ghosting, then I think it's time to detach from that person and just move on. Because the right person will attract, not like the other way, you chasing after that person. If it comes to chasing, then it's better to just go and detach, because you don't need that in your life. You might as well just use that energy that you're using to text that person to some other things, to some other hobbies. Because the moment that you start doubting your self-worth, it is just a form of disrespect. So when someone ghosts you the next time, I want you to do this. I know it's really hard not to text them back and hold your phone, but leave your phone in some other room. The moment that you see someone is ghosting you, block them. If you know that you are going to text them, by all means block that person. I don't care what's going in your mind right now, but block that person, or just delete their number. Because silence is the greatest form of contempt. English is not my first language. Silence is the best form of contempt. So if someone is using silence, then that's just a level of disrespect that you can't really tolerate. Because I believe if someone is ghosting you, just be silent. They don't deserve any explanation, because you double texting them is like asking for like, oh, so you are the only person who is here for me, in some other words, whereas the right person is there for you. So instead of you texting another message, I just want you to block that person or just delete their number, because that person doesn't deserve any form of explanation as to why you're blocking them, as to why you're deleting their number. So yeah, like, do not seek self-validation there, because I believe that the greatest form of self-love starts within you, and it doesn't start from anyone. So 2026 is a year of searching for consistency. It's being there for people who are really there for us, not forcing things. Or yeah, that's really about it.